answer any questions, go through the details. So do I turn it over to you, Shania, or
Yep,
to?
that's happening in 3, 2, 1. All right, so good evening, everybody, and welcome to Meet Me on the Med. Thank you all so much for taking the time to join us tonight. I'm really excited about this. I know many of you are fresh off of a European cruise. You guys did Greece and had such a good time. You came home and apparently decided, where are we going next? And that is how we ended up here. So for anyone who doesn't know me, my name is Shania Lewis. I am a wedding and travel planner. I am the owner of Luxe World Travels. I host curated group trips experiences all around the world, and you can find those on my website at luxeworldtravels.info. Moria and I actually know each other through Orange Theory, and we started talking about travel. I introduced her to this particular Virgin Voyages selling out of Barcelona. She loved the itinerary, started talking to the travel crew, and now here we are. So, Moria, first, thank you for trusting me with your people. I truly appreciate it. For Meet Me on the Med, Moria is going to be your group leader, but I will be alongside her to handle the travel side of the experience, your reservation, cabin selections, payments, cruise details, group coordination, all of those little logistics that get us from this sounds like a good idea to actually being on that ship in Barcelona. And tonight, we are going to give you a preview of what that is going to look like. I could sit here and try to tell you that I know everything there is to know about Virgin Voyages, but I am not going to pretend that I know everything when I literally have an expert sitting on the call. So I am very excited to have Ruel with us here tonight. He is the business development manager for Virgin Voyages Southeast region, and he has been incredibly supportive in helping me put this experience together. So, Ruel, thank you for being here tonight. I appreciate your time. Yes.
Always.
Yes, thank you so much. So I'm actually going to let you go ahead and introduce yourself, tell everybody a little bit about what you do, and we're going to get into why I think Virgin Voyage might be the perfect way for this group to explore Europe a little differently next summer.
Awesome. Well, of course, thank you all, the travel gang. As Shania mentioned, y'all just came back from the Med, so y'all are pumped. But you know what? We want to elevate that experience. We want to take you from where you at to where we need you to be. We want you to take your adventure from where it was to where it wants to be. We wanted to get you on a kid-free environment, and we don't not even just say being you on a kid-free environment. We want you to live your best life. And I'm pretty sure Mara, who's sitting here, be like, I'm ready to live my best life. But my name is Ruel, and as Shania mentioned, I am one of the BDMs here at Virgin Voyages. I handles everything from sales to marketing to getting you on the ship, to when you're on the ship, to when you get off the ship, to get back. My work does not stop. Yeah. So yes, I'm here as a full support team for Shania. So every single thing that you need from her, if she does not know the answer, I am her speed call. I'm pretty much her sidekick behind the scenes for your trip. So yeah, we're ready to get you over there in Barcelona, to get you on the Med, because we want you to live your best life over there, and we're here to get it done.
Yes, thank you, Ruel. And so you guys see why I brought back up tonight. So I'm definitely going to take advantage of having him here. We're going to have time at the end to answer any of your questions. So if there's something that you've been wondering that didn't get answered, just hold on. But for now, let's get into the Med. So you've cruised, and now we're going to do cruising a little differently. I know some of you got back from Greece that was with Royal. So you've cruised, you know the basic concept, you know the ship, the parts, getting off, exploring, coming back on board, and all of that. But when Maury and I started talking about what could be next, I didn't want another simple, let's find another itinerary, do the same vacation again, just somewhere else. I wanted to introduce you to something that feels different. Oh, let's see. We have more people coming in. I see your note there. Let's let them in the room. Reggie's joining us. So Virgin Voyages takes some of those things you probably already enjoy and changes it and some other way to get it done. So adults only, we already mentioned that. The dining is different. The entertainment is different. Your nightlife, even the overall atmosphere on board is going to feel very different. So you cruise, we're going to do this differently. And Ruel, before I even tell them what I think makes Virgin Voyages different, I want to start with you. For somebody who has sailed on more traditional cruise line like Royal, but has never experienced Virgin, I want to say that everybody is a virgin here. They're a virgin voyage. So
Well,
what would you
I
say?
love the Virgins, to be honest.
Yeah.
These are the folks that get me excited and waking up in the morning when I get the Virgins out here, especially if you've been avid cruisers on somebody else's brand. We wanna take you to something different. When you get over here at Virgin Voyages, there are certain things that we want you to leave behind. The mere fact that for your traditional cruise lines, your included food is either going to be at a buffet, a dining room, or one of those grab and goes, burger joints or pizza places. Leave that at home. When you come over here at Virgin Voyages, we say it's grown folks time. We want you to live your best time. So leave the dining room and the buffet behind, because you will not find a buffet on Virgin Voyages ships. You will not find a dining room that's here. If you want to take it a little further, every single restaurant you're going to eat at, it's going to be a specialty restaurant, and it's going to be included to you. Want to take it further than that? Every meal that you're going to eat on Virgin Voyage is going to be done to order. So please leave the lemon pepper behind and the hot sauce that I know you'll be having in your bag. Please leave it behind, because it's done to order food. So when your server take your order, tell them how you want your season level to be, because that's when your meal is going to be prepared. All right. If you have any dietary restrictions, let us know, because we'll take care of it right there. We've seen a lot of folks on other ships. They're like, I would love to go at this restaurant, but I have an allergy to certain things that might be and that not Virgin. We'll take care of every single dietary restriction that you have and ensure that you dine with your group, enjoy yourself, and live your best life here. Shani, I'm sending it back over to you.
Yes, thank you. So let's look at some of those differences. You kind of hit them all when it comes to adults only, everyone being 18 and over, having the 20 plus eateries that are included. Also, no traditional dining. So Wi-Fi, the nightlife, the wellness, your essential beverage package. So things like the water, tea, soda, juice, that is all included. One thing I want you to pay attention to tonight are things that is included, because when we're looking at pricing and this or that on board, the voyage fare already includes quite a bit.
It sure does. And if I want to jump in right there, because sometimes we say Wi-Fi included, and over the past couple of months, I've heard people say, yeah, Wi-Fi is included. I've got included somewhere else too. But then there was a meter on your Wi-Fi and it started counting down, the minute you get on that ship, and you may get a couple hours per day, or you may get a couple hours for your entire voyage. When we say Wi-Fi included on Virgin, we're talking about unlimited Wi-Fi. All right. So the mere fact that you're not going to worry about a meter that is on your Wi-Fi when you're logged in, that sets the difference on you. What I want to also say, though, is that when it comes to dining, your traditional cruise line, a lot of them give you a set dining time. You got an early time or a later time, because they cater for more of a mass market, crowd. We're catering for your individual group. So when you book your group here with Mara and Shanae get all your cabins booked, Virgin Voyages is only focusing on you, nobody else. So we are not creating dining times for anyone else. You are creating your own dining time for yourself. And this is why I want you to go ahead. If you haven't already put your deposit down, Shania is a girl. She's right here. She's not no AI person right here. Yeah. I don't have to click on her and she does what I wanted her to do. She's gonna do what she needs to do. She's not an AI. You're dealing with a real person right here. And that's what I want you to support your girl. All right.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So like he said, we're not going to have you lined up at 8:02 every morning. You do as little as you want to, or do everything that there is to do under the sun on Virgin Voyages. So take the opportunity. We come together as a group. You may want to get off and explore at every single stop. book a spa treatment, take a fitness class, go to a beautiful spot on the deck and just stay there for 3 hours. But if you want to stay out late and dance and sleep in, you're grown. Absolutely take whatever it is that you need from this vacation. Virgin Voyages is giving you the ability to experience that. So when we think about this trip, don't think of it as just another field trip out of the country. We talked a lot about food because the food on the ship definitely deserves its own vacation. So with those eateries, you're going to have restaurants like The Wake, Pink Agave, Gumbay, Razzle Dazzle, The Test Kitchen. This isn't another $75 restaurant. All those major parts are included on board. So for somebody coming from traditional cruise lines, those are the things that we like to highlight on the trip. So 7 nights.
Before you even move on, I just want to touch on something, because see, a lot of times we say, restaurants included, and a lot of people just shake their head and move right along. When we say food included, we're meaning if you go to the steakhouse, you can order filet mignon and it's included. New York strip is included. Lamb chops included. Not once, not twice, as limited time as you want it. It's not, there's no cap as to amount of food you can order. So when Shania is here telling you that these things are included, it's not an inclusion and saying, okay, you order 1 hors d'oeuvres or 1 entree and that's it. We're telling you, when you're ordering this food, you're getting premium quality food with premium cuts of steaks that are included to you. So I'm not gonna lie, I was ordering on our ship and I was like, do y'all have sirloin? Like, where you from? I said, I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. It's all right. Left the sirloin in Atlanta, Georgia. We don't bring that on Virgin. There's nowhere on our ship that has sirloin. Because you're on a premium cruise line, we're giving you premium food. So when you're looking at this trip, I don't want you to look at it in a different lens. Don't look at it as a traditional cruise line that you just came off of. Look at it as you elevating your vacation experience, because Virgin is nowhere comparative to any other cruise line that is out there. I'm sorry, I'm putting it back to you again.
No, don't be sorry, because basically what I'm hearing is, come hungry, y'all. Come hungry.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's absolutely right. There has been plenty of times where I'll order, 4 or 5 items, and that one item just tastes so good. I'm gonna say, let me get another one. And you know what? I'm still gonna sit here for 30 minutes, enjoy myself, and let me get one more. So definitely, I'm glad that you did highlight that. So let's talk about the actual itinerary. So from June 27th through July 4th, we are starting in Barcelona. So flying in and out, those are the round trip flights that we'll be looking at. Is going to Barcelona, stopping in Nice, France, Provence, have a full day at sea, which I love because there are going to be moments or a time where you do want to explore the ship and see everything that the ship has to offer. We go to Valencia on July 1st, and then July 2nd and July 3rd is Ibiza, or some call Ibiza. I want you to notice something there. We are not just pulling into Ibiza in the morning, telling you to be back on board at 5 o'clock. We are overnighting. That means we actually get the opportunity to experience beyond a quick port stop. I really do love Ibiza. My very first time going there was on a Virgin cruise. And to be honest, I just went again last week for 3 nights. I was there. So once we get all booked and ready to go, and we want to talk about excursions and things like that, that's definitely a place that everyone should get off the boat and experience. So France, Spain, a sea day, and Ibiza overnight, all within 7 nights. This itinerary is one of the reasons I showed this sailing to Moria in the first place.
I want to touch base on something right there. When you come to your destinations, go back to the destination. I want to touch base on something on your destination, because a lot of times we do European itineraries, and I want your audience that is here to look at this particular itinerary that has been selected. These destinations that you're going to from Nice, France, and when you go to Nice, France, you're going to Villafranche. we want you to take something in mind. These are different destinations that are focusing heavily on history and culture. Not only is it focusing heavily on history and culture, we also focusing on the local food that is there. Gone were the days when you get your food and all the MSGs all piled up into it in order for you to get taste. In these destinations that the ship is going to visit in Europe, you're getting authentic food. Not only is the food authentic, you're getting it completely natural from farm to kitchen. And what's unique about Virgin Voyages, as I mentioned earlier on, is the mere fact that we do not cater for mass market. So you're getting that farm to kitchen seasoning on your food when you get into a restaurant. Now, Shania mentioned you're spending 2 days in, again, a lot of people have different pronunciation of it. I'm Jamaican, so I'm just going to say Ibiza. I don't know what your pronunciation is. Call it how you want to. It's the same exact spelling. Ibizrza. Pronounce it how you want. The ship's spending 2 days there. Now, when you're there, the mere fact that the ship is spending 2 days there is that we want you to explore the destination and we want you to enjoy the nightlife that is there. Now, I'm not sure how many of y'all know, but a lot of the residences that are there in Ibiza, whatever you want to call it. You have David Guetta, who has his own club that is there. Calvin Harris does his thing there. Fisher has his thing there as well. There's a good old friend of ours that typically go and does his thing. A man called Idris Alba. Don't know if any of y'all know this movie actor, DJ. Couple of times he does residencies in Ibiza. For the mere fact that y'all are going there next year, these are the questions I needed to challenge Shania with. What are the things that are going to be happening in Ibiza? What are the different clubs that are going to be taking place? What are the different beach clubs that you're going to make unique for a group? Because Ibiza is not just the ship docking. You get off, go into town, grab a couple souvenirs and a hat or a magnet on your refrigerator that says Ibiza, and you come back like you would on different destinations. This is a unique destination that you need to go immerse yourself into. And that's why the ship is there 2 days. To be honest, we're not expecting you to come back to the ship that night. If you do, we're happy to see you. But if you don't, that's perfectly fine. We'll see you on day 3 over there. But I want you to immerse yourself with it. And that's why y'all are going as a group. And I need you to go ahead and support this. Because this trip is going to be a game changer. And I guarantee you, Mara, this is not going to be the first time y'all going to be next year when I talk to y'all come back what, July 4th of July. When y'all come back to United States, July 6th or July 7th, and I reached out to Shania and be like, how was the group? We ain't going to talk about virgins no more. We're going to say, them folks broke all the way out. We don't even know where they came from. Because that's the atmosphere that Virgin provides. So I just wanted to jump in to say, these aren't just itineraries that Virgin put together because these are our ports that could accommodate our ships. We put a lot of research into these destinations because these are the things that people love. Other cruise line may go there, but their time there is so short, you didn't get to immerse yourself in it. So turning it back over to you, Shania, my bad.
No, don't be. I'm glad you're highlighting everything that's supposed to be highlighted because I said I just went back. But like you said, they're not just going to Ibiza, they're going with Virgin, they get to stay overnight, and they're going with me. I know the right way to do Ibiza.
There you go.
I know the right way to do it. So yes, on to the next slide. So 4th of July weekend, but make it Mediterranean. We're missing Scarlet Night. I want to talk about Scarlet Night, but I think it's not letting me be great right now.
That's all right. I'll make you be wonderful.
Yes. So Scarlet Night.
Before I even get to Scarlet Night, I'm gonna jump in and let you know. All right, if y'all haven't, I don't know where we shop these days. I mean, Mara, where are your folks coming from? Where in the United States are they from?
You know what? From all over. Most of the people on right now are here in Georgia. But
Georgia.
I've invited, there's a lot of people that weren't able.
All right. I see
who
Florida. A couple
Yep,
people
yep,
putting their stuff in the chat. Florida. I'm
Yep.
just kind of calling out the states that have a J.C. Penney, a Macy's, a Burlington, a Marshalls. I don't know where y'all shop these days. Temu, Shein. Is that where we're
Amazon.
going? Is that where we're going these days? I don't know where we're going. But guess what? Y'all gonna need a pajama. Because on the first night when that ship sails out of Barcelona, at 6 p.m. when that ship does its completely 360 out, we're gonna have a champagne sail away. All right. The champagne sail away. Oh, we have a North Carolina jumping in. Michael, go get your pajama, man. All right. You're gonna need a pajama. We're gonna need a pajama for the pajama party. All right, that's on the first night. But before we get to the pajama party, Virgin is gonna do a complimentary sail away, which is a champagne sail away. If you haven't known, most of you all are the Virgins. We are a champagne ship. All right. We do champagne fabulously. We don't just say bubbles, we say champagne. It's two different. You get the good stuff. It's a complimentary sail away party on deck 16 around our pool, which is sail away leading out of Barcelona. Drink as much champagne as you want, but don't drink too much because we need you to come back to the pajama party. The pajama party is going to be at about 10:30. That means it's going to be after dinner. So come dressed to impress in your favorite pajama because y'all are coming as a group. What I would say is color code your pajama so y'all know where to find each other. And that's why I said, where do y'all shop? Because I'm gonna toss this one on tomorrow. I'm not gonna put this one on Shania. I'm gonna toss it on tomorrow because she's the group leader. She needs to find a color. And color better be red. But she needs to find a color. And that color needs to be color coded for all of y'all. Because when you walked out in the pajama party, I need a statement. Mara, what is the name of the group? What are we calling the group's name?
Did we come up with a name yet, Shania?
Well, right now we've been saying meet me on the med, meet me on the med.
That's
But
a
once
long
we know,
name, but all right,
once we know who's going and we get into our group, then we can change it. But this is the invite.
Yeah.
All right. MAM right now. MAM, that's where we're working with. We need a color code for MAM because see, the thing is, other folks are coming to impress. And I don't need y'all to be the bottom of the line walking through, especially when they roll out the diva, she come to do her set. We want when the diva do her set and the nightlight comes on, I need it to be on this group because y'all are showing the spotlight out there. So on the first night after dinner, I need y'all to show up and show out. And I need y'all color coded so y'all can find each other. Because I need the ship to second day. I need people to talk about, did y'all see that group last night? That's what I need. I don't need y'all to be the secondary talking point. I need y'all to be the focal talking point on this ship. So Scarlet Night is your red night on board. Shania, you want to jump on this one before I take it?
Yeah, so pack your red. Don't say you didn't know. Shania, I don't have nothing red. I didn't have enough time. I'm telling you right now, pack red. And just like he said, people are dressed to impress, especially on red night. You may see some things a little bit risque. So that is your invitation to dress as modest or sexy as you want on red night. But it is a lot of fun. They do a show. They let you know what is the purpose of Red Night and how it came about. And everything after that is all about party, party, party on the boat. They have a DJ. They turn the coffee area, have a DJ set. And that's right after they're telling the story. Everybody's taking pictures. Then you go up to the top deck. That's what you're looking at on this picture here for party time. So
right.
This is the night that I would love to have one of our group dining experiences so that we just show up, dress to impress, have our dinner together, and just have the time of our life on the boat this day?
You don't need no invitation for that one. To be honest, from the day of Scarlet Night, you kind of have something bubbling in the air. For whatever reason, the atmosphere on the ship changes. First and foremost, your lights in your cabin, for whatever reason, changes red. Your lights in your hallway turns red. If you're on the balcony looking over, you realize the ambient lights that's shining on the ocean turns red. And then for whatever reason, you start seeing people changing out of their unique, regular day outfits into red. And we need you to go ahead and get your red, because there's different atmospheres that's going on for Scarlet Night. First and foremost, there is no one thing that makes up Scarlet Night. All right. If you're 80s baby, there's a DJ that's happening closer towards a grounds club that's giving you the best of the 80s. If you're a 90s baby, do we have any 90s baby around? We ain't got no 90s, but all right. Oh Lord, ain't nobody gonna be.
We had no babies in the
We ain't
90s.
gonna find this group up there. Oh, okay, all right, let's leave it alone. But just in case there was a couple 90s music that you were just, you got any folks that were going to Freaknik? You got any Freaknik folks up here? Maybe, maybe not. All right, well, guess what? The best of the 70s, the best of the 80s, the best of the 90s, the early 2000s, we got it on the ship. All right, and that's going to give you the best of your genre, because there's a DJ going on around the ship, making you enjoy yourself, making you enjoy your time. And that's what I say when it comes to Virgin Voyages. We do not have a cruise director that's guiding the crowd to any one area. So that means if you have your own, maybe loud music is not really your thing. If you actually go over to where the dock or the dock house is at, you're going to find a little more of a lower temper going on over there. If you go to the On the Rocks bar, you're going to find live music going on there. Because a lot of people, they're not really into the DJ. And trust me, a lot of these DJs, they're either from Baltimore, Jamaica, or Trinidad. So they're on the mic talking a lot. Come on here, Shanae coming on in the red dress. We get 3 seconds of the song, and he talking about the red dress. That's Jamaican DJs. That's how we do. But we want you to come on through and live your life. Live your best life. We always say, a lot of time we go on trips and we forget about the main thing about the trip, that we only live once. To be honest, there's no more of us that's going to be existing again in this lifetime. It's just one of us. And that's why Virgin Voyages was created. Because Virgin was created as the brand for each individual person to live their best authentic life. It doesn't matter what's your race. It doesn't matter what is your culture. It don't matter what is your nationality, your sexuality. Virgin was created for each individual person to get on this ship and live their best authentic life without being judged. And I'm going to say it right out this back, Shani, and I'm not going to take any apologies. If you cannot accept another human being for just being a human being, don't book this trip. Because Virgin is going to be that brand that's going to tell you, we accept every single human being for just one thing, just being a living human being. We do not care what is your race, what is your culture, what is your nationality, the color of your eyes, the color of your ear, what you eat for breakfast this morning, what you look like when you go to your room. We don't care about that. To be honest, we look at two things when it comes to human beings. It's either you're good or you're bad. There's nothing else. And that's what makes Virgin Voyages super unique, because we only see human beings as two things, good or bad. Right now, there's too many things going on in this world where there's so many subtitles for human beings. That's not Virgin. So if you're a part of that subtitle, leave it alone. Just good or bad. That's it. And that's what Scarlet Night is going to teach you. That we bring everyone on our ship together. Right up there on deck 15 and deck 16. We celebrate the night crossing the ocean. We have a fabulous time with our DJ. Our host and hostesses come out and introduce and get everyone going. The bars are open up. the pool is open up. So if you're one of those that's going to jump in the pool, bring a second red outfit, because there's an after event for the main event. And if you're one of those that's going to jump in the pool during the main event, then your dress or your clothes is going to be wet for the after event. And it may not feel as comfortable as it did before, because the ship is moving. And when the ship is moving, the air is blowing and you might be cold. So pack a second outfit if you're one of those that's going to jump in. Shani, back over to you.
Amen. Thank you. All right. So now let's talk about some of the perks that we have on Meet Me on the Med. So specifically, when I secured this, Virgin already had a promotion running. So we were able to get an additional 5% off of the group rate. I want to break it down to you all that the group rate that was given is eligible for C terrace rates. So just to make that very clear, the price that I'm showing, it already has the 5%. So you don't have to get the calculator out and do the math. It's been done for you. So the price that you're going to see is the discounted group price for C terrace cabins. It also includes $100 sailor loop per cabin.
Hold on, Shania. I want to say, sometimes we hear 5% and we're like, God damn, that's it. It is 5% additional to 70% off the second sailor. So you're getting an additional 5% off, 70% off the second person that's in that cabin. But now it sounds like you're getting a lot more. Sorry, go ahead.
Thank you. So this is a part of the group benefit is $100 sailor loot. So that goes towards the cabin, some things that you may see around the ship that you want to get. You can just throw it onto the room and it'll deduct from the sailor loot. But then there's also $100 bar tab per cabin. So once we get booked and you're adding on how much you want to spend, there is a pricing sheet. They'll show you how much the wines are, how much the beers are, how much the champagnes are. You don't have to have a package per person for your room. You will have a bar tab. So those are things that you're able to get ahead of time before you get on board. But $100 will already be on your cabin. So will that $100 sailor loot. So we've got 2 opportunities to dine together also included. So we mentioned that we'll have probably Red Night will be one of those dinner reservations where we dine together, and then a farewell dinner toward the end of the voyage. The actual dining arrangements are subject to availability. And so we're going to have 45 days prior to selling where it'll open up and you'll be able to book your own reservations for the remaining nights. So this is why it made sense for me to secure this as a group rather than everybody going online and booking individually. So you'll be able to do this with me. So the bar tab is not just alcohol. So maybe you don't want to drink $100 worth of liquor, but yes, you can use it for champagne, wine, beer, but also non-alcoholic beverage like specialty coffees, fresh juices, espressos, and smoothies. So you don't have to be a drinker to order in order to enjoy the bar tab. However you choose to sip your way through the Mediterranean, it's waiting for you to spend. So same thing with that sailor loot. If you want to spend it at the spa or maybe at the casino, you have that option as well. So again, both of these are already included in the booking. That was one of the perks that they gave us. Let's talk about those cabins. So now you get to see where you're going to sleep. This is the sea terrace. You've got a modern cabin with ocean views, a private balcony, and yes, everybody is going to get that red hammock. The hammock is particularly a Virgin celebrity at this point. Everybody knows about the red hammocks in the room, and your sea terrace cabins will all include the red hammock. So the sea terrace and the central sea terrace, it gives you pretty much the same balcony experience. You're not paying for a bigger room. It's you being able to choose whether you want to be centrally located or not. So that's the difference between the rates. I want to make sure that's clear. Sea terrace rate, central sea terrace rate is all about the location. That's the major difference between those 2 room categories. So let's take a look at them. Those are the two options. So the total for that sea terrace is $38.14 per cabin. That is the cost for 2 sailors, not per person. $38.14 for the 2 of you. The deposit to secure a sea terrace room is going to be $672.80. That is per cabin, again, not per person. And if you choose to be located centrally to the ship, that is $4,014 with a deposit of $712.80. So same sea terrace, same balcony, same hammock with a centralized location. So you're looking at $200 more to be centrally located. So if the location is not a big deal to you, you would simply just say that I want the sea terrace. I'm okay with that. We do have limited group availability in both of those categories. So it's no pressure in making a decision tonight that you're not ready to make, but I want to make sure that you leave here not assuming that we do have an indefinite amount. That's not the case. So your cabin is going to be secured when you place that deposit.
Okay. Shania,
Yes.
can I ask a question or should I wait to the end?
You should. It's just a few more slides.
Okay. All right. I'll be quiet. Thank you.
Okay. So let's talk about the trip protection. So now I'm going to put my travel advisor hat on for a minute. We're spending thousands of dollars. We are flying internationally. We are going to Europe. Protect your vacation. You may be very well intended on coming on this trip and nothing is going to stop you from, like he said, Ruel, living your best life. But life happens and you want to make sure that your money is protected. Okay. So for a central sea terrace cabin, it's going to be $151 per sailor to protect the trip. And for those sea terrace cabins, it's $143. So when you're ready to reserve, those are one of the questions that I'll be asking you, is whether or not you would like to add that voyage protection. You are absolutely allowed to decline it. My job is to make sure that it's being offered to you and you have the opportunity to review the coverage so that you're making an informed decision about protecting your investment, because none of us plan to cancel a vacation. We don't plan to get sick. We don't plan for emergencies, but that's exactly why the protection exists. One more thing to budget for is going to be that gratuities. We don't want to have any surprises coming up. We want to say, once we get to Barcelona, I don't have to worry about anything. I don't have to worry about spending any extra money because we were aware up front. So you can choose to prepay your gratuities or you can choose to pay it on the ship. So $140 per sailor, that's $20 per night. So for 2 people, that's $280. So when you do your reservations, I'm simply going to ask you if you would like to prepay for those gratuities or if you want to pay it on board. Paying for it on board, it becomes $22 per night. All right.
And I want to add for the gratuities as well that when you're making the deposit, you do not have to add the gratuities immediately right there. You can add the prepaid gratuities all the way through to final payment. It's just after final payment and it will take place on board. So you don't have to put that 140 or that 280 immediately upon your deposit. You can put it at any point in time all the way through the final payment. And as all y'all not sailing until 2027, your final payment is not until like what, March of 2027, somewhere there.
February 20th.
February 2027. So you can add it all the way to right before that February 28 final payment date.
Yes. Okay, a little housekeeping here. The group fare essential. So this is the inclusions that is included in our fare. The classic Wi-Fi, that's 1 device per sailor. You'll be able to, again, make your dining reservations 45 days before the voyage. After your deposit, there is a 7-day grace period under the fare rules for a full refund in the original form of payment. But then after that, the amount will go towards your next voyage should you have to cancel your cruise. And again, that is with that coverage. When it comes to names, you can change the name of the second sailor, but your primary must remain. So this is very important when you are making that decision on who to put as the head sailor on that cruise, because you will not be able to change out traveler number 1. You can only change out the second name. If you prefer the premium fare instead of the essentials fare, we can talk about upgrades once we have one-on-one conversation when we're doing the bookings, but that's going to get you pretty much, you'll be able to do your dining a little bit sooner. You'll have 2 devices per sailor for Wi-Fi, but essentials fare is what comes with our package. So, all right, y'all, this is the Meet Me on the Med for June 27th through July 4th of 2027. You've seen the itinerary. That overnight in Ibiza is going to be amazing. You have me here from Luxe World Travels to answer any of your questions about our group, reservations, pricing, and booking, and anything Virgin Voyage we're going to direct to Ruel. So if there's anything, or if there was ever a time that you needed to ask a question about Virgin, now's the time.
Okay. I have a question. First of all, great presentation. Love this. So I am